Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani was on a mission to Limassol, Cyprus, on May 27 and 28, where he took part in the Italy-Cyprus Business Roundtable. The following day, Tajani attended the meeting of European Union foreign ministers, where discussions focused on the situation in Lebanon and the Palestinian territories, in a session also attended by Indian Foreign Minister Subrahmanyam Jaishankar and Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan. The meeting then continued among EU ministers with a discussion on Russia's war of aggressions against Ukraine, including a reflection of the European interests at stake and on ways to increase pressure on Moscow through sanctions and diplomatic initiatives in order to encourage good faith negotiations. Upon arriving at the meeting, Minister Tajani reiterated that the Italian government supports Ukraine's accession to the European Union. On May 25th, at Farnesina, Minister Tajani met the Ireland's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Defence, Helen McEntee. Extensive discussions focused on the key European issues, particularly in light of Ireland's upcoming presidency of the Council of the European Union during the second half of 2026. Tajani invited Minister McEntee to join the meeting of the Fields of the Balkans, traditionally chaired by Italy, which will take place in September on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly High-Level Week in New York. On May 26 and 27, Rome hosted Coopera, Italy's National Development Cooperation Conference. The 5 thematic sessions focused on the role of the Italian development cooperation in responding to major humanitarian emergencies, with particular attention to crisis areas. Initiatives such as Food for Gaza and interventions in Lebanon and Sudan were highlighted. Other topics on the agenda, including education and research as tools for promoting sustainable development and social inclusion, as well as cooperation efforts within the framework of the Mattei Plan. Following instruction from Minister Tajani, the Farnesina allocated 1.15 million in funding authorized by Deputy Foreign Minister Edmondo Cirielli to support the immediate humanitarian response to the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The funding will be made available to Italian civil society organizations operating in the affected provinces of Ituri, North Kivu, and South Kivu. The goal to support efforts to stop virus transmission, strengthen epidemiological surveillance, reinforce local healthcare systems, and build community trust in containment measures recommended by the World Health Organization. Foreign Minister Tajani and Mario Romano Negri, president of the Treccani Cultura Foundation, signed the Maeci-Treccani Agreement, the result of negotiations that began in 2023. The agreement aims to further strengthen cooperation between the Ministry for Foreign Affairs and the Treccani Institute, a leading institution in promoting Italy's cultural heritage. Treccani, already a partner of the Week of the Italian Language in the World, will collaborate within the framework of the new Italophony community launched by Tajani in November 2025. Particular attention will also be given to initiatives related to the Italy-Africa Dialogue Institute, a research forum established by Treccani and founded by the Foreign Ministry in line with the strategic objectives of the Mattei Plan. The signing ceremony took place on May 25 alongside the event Italy-Africa Culture in Play, held to mark the anniversary of the founding of the Organization of African Unity. Hosted by the Treccani Institute and opened by Minister Tajani, the event featured testimonies from Olympic champions, members of Italy's national teams, and other prominent figures from the world of sports. Through their personal and professional experience, they represent a natural bridge between Italy and Africa and an example of integration, growth, and intercultural dialogue. Italy's Consul General in Benghazi, Filippo Colombo, carried out an initial visit to the Italian activities of the land flotilla currently detained in a police barracks in eastern Libya. The Council reported that they were in good condition but requested improvements to detention conditions also for other activities of various nationalities who have sought assistance from the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The authorities of eastern Libya agreed to allow detainees access to shower, changes of clothing, and improved accommodation. However, no information has yet been provided regarding procedures for a possible expulsion. Italian ambassador to Greece Paolo Cuculi inaugurated the exhibition Maria Callas, the Art of the Italian Costume Design and Film at the prestigious Benaki Museum in Athens. Organized by the Italian Embassy, the exhibition showcases Italian experience in costume design for cinema and theater throughout 18 costumes accompanied by jewelry and accessory created by renowned costume designer Massimo Cantini Parrini. The Athens event is part of the Italian Fashion Days Around the World, an initiative launched last year by Foreign Minister Tajani in collaboration with the Italian Trade Agency and the sector's leading trade associations. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned.